Game time, baby. Looking real good across the CT side of Dust 2, where they chose to begin their endeavors here on the back pick of Vitality, and off of the back of some pretty gnarly off shots, and a nice tethering with electronics impact on tap. The individual levels made up for a few scrambled setups. Let's be real, that was not a flawless happen of CT to the CT side, but it did have some rounds regardless.
Yeah, it's a decent half in the end. It does come after a pretty scrappy half overall, and they get into the pistol again, and they have to fight back. These are two not great signs that we've seen first or good teams to consistently have to fight back. But at least we get to underscore the fact that James has amazing CT side on Dust 2. That's just one of the key things we want from them if they're going to play on this map moving forward. But in the end, it's going to come down to, can they actually close this out? And can they get in the lead even? Because it didn't really feel like that was going to be possible coming out of Inferno.
Well, can they win a pistol?
Can they win a pistol? Yeah. Oh my gosh. Because it didn't really feel like that was going to be possible coming out of Inferno.
Well, can they win a pistol?
Can they win a pistol? Yeah. Oh my gosh. Because it didn't really feel like that was going to be possible.
What was that, 3v5 back in the first half?
Oh man, after that, and it's like, after a 3K with dualies.
What was that, 3v5 back in the first half?
Have a P250? No. Oh man, after that.
From the T side.
After a 3K with dualies.
What was that, 3v5 back in the first half?
Have a P250? No. Oh man, after that.
From the T side.
After a 3K with dualies.
What was that, 3v5?
Сиу! Hello! Где он? Че, сил вышел, да? Компенс, надо компенс. Компенсис. Конечно. Тот первый поднимет. Шестерки есть нужно? Шестерка. Еще есть.
поехать на машине в зону. Еще одну тачку взять? Окей. Где вставать в конце или в середине? Рано.
Ехали. Да. Они вообще спят.
Зеленый те... Все. Приехали.
Нормально так.
Мужики не обессудь. Бензин закончился. Стой, 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 стой. Поехали, у них есть машина. Давайте выше гору займем и все.
Just straight up tunnels aggression. Remember Zywo on that 4K round when he just takes over lower?
Yep. Less ideas.
It's became so flavorless as this half has gone on for Vitality.
It's a great word for it.
I mean, come on, boys. Sprinkle in a little salt at least. Molotov lands ahead of the lower hit, and Spinks behind doors hangs on. Now, didn't tick any damage, so nothing confirmed for Spinks. But he's looking like he wants to go. Wonderful!
Okay.
There it is. All the rounds that Spinks has fallen with nothing.
Oh!
And just like that.
What?
We are talking 5v2 Vitality and OT queued up. Just like that.
The moment they walk through the door and try to pull out an aggressive CT tactic, the moment they take a pause to come up with that idea, they finally bring an idea. It's the first time we're seeing a 3v lean. Something different in their setup.
Long support from ZywOo to just pepper at the heels of the hit. Frag grenade comes out. There goes half of Fame. Ooh,
Wait
nice
a second.
shot.
There's only one on A right now. Now, they don't know that. I think it would be hard to read that there's 3 in B, but they're actually doing the right thing. Moving up Cat now.
Oh my. Oh, and he gets away with 6 HP. A Molotov behind him. Norbert's hands are going to be busy. Oh, this is bombed down. From what felt like no chance to a post plant. Long fight queued up for Flamesy. Fame has taken down another player, but it's the long that holds on. And so Fame on 6 health should be done for. Should be. Picks up another kill. He's on for the ace. This would close out map 2, and not to mention, Spinks is just as low as Fame. If he can line up these headshots, Fame with 4! On for the ace! Oh, it's right there for the taking. He comes back and he softens him up to the side. Call the paparazzi! Fame, all 5!
I am absolutely speechless. I'm just lost for words, Walker. I can't believe VP were down 11-5. That final round from Fame, absolutely phenomenal. Well-deserved third map.
Yeah, G2 are like getting set up in the background, ready for their game. They're going to wait a little longer now because, wow. And that last round, I'm pretty sure Vitality was screaming, he's low, and they can't get him out of there. Unreal. And so many rounds where the individuals actually showed up for VP, something we did not really see on that first map. But man, Jame and Electronic were huge here.
There's so much we need to be breaking down from this. I think Jame is the perfect starting point because I think we were discussing in the green room, we were kind of sleeping on how good Jame used to be actually on Dust 2, and he really showed up and posted some incredible impact, right? We were talking about when VP was starting that comeback streak. He was on what, 20 frags? And they were super impactful frags. It wasn't like he was saving, it wasn't like he was just getting passive. So much impact coming out from the in-game leader.
Yeah, absolutely. And he outperformed ZywOo here, honestly. I mean, not just in terms of those fragging numbers, but in terms of impact as well. He was going aggressive up mid. It felt like in that first half, he was actually the only player who was going for a lot of those aggro plays for VP, which I think was important to get them some rounds on the board early. And then second half as well, just doing so much work. And I mean, even this round, he gets the scout kill that gets him off to a good start. Just so much of these plays down mid. Really great to see Jame getting more involved. And Dust 2, maybe it's a map that suits him because you can definitely set up basically anywhere on the map with you.
I think it was really telling what happened on the T side for VP because obviously Vitality had a decent start. Again, once again, VP not winning a single pistol round on this map, but managing to get the W here. But it was the adaptation to the aggressive CT side, which you predicted Vitality would pull out, and they started off really hot, but it was the way that Jame and the rest of VP managed to kind of move around that and make sure Vitality weren't getting away with murder in those kind of latter stages of the round.
Yeah, there were a couple of rounds where they actually denied the aggression, and then you saw Vitality suddenly just turtle up. They suddenly don't go for those same plays, and it was the question of something I didn't even ask was, okay, if the aggression doesn't work for Vitality, do they have a fallback? And it didn't seem like they did. Even to try and bring it to overtime, they go aggressive again, but they can't get that round over the line.
That was absolutely insane. But I think we need to dive into round 22 because things get chaotic over on the B side, to say the very least. But it's where Jame is able to just pull off some absolutely unholy plays. This was just a masterclass from him.
Yeah, this is incredible as well because you see ZywOo on the site, you think, okay, he's going to get some good work early, and he does. He gets it into a pretty good position, and then it turns chaotic with this smoke down at the doors. It gets a little bit wild, and it just becomes a question of, in that heads-up moment, who can make the difference? And you see them get this bomb down. They're still just chilling. They're still just waiting, seeing if Vitality are going to go in early. Vitality setting up the utility, taking their time. And then eventually, I think this kill comes in from the door from Flames. It's a crazy shot. And Jame realizes, listen, I've got to get involved somewhere. And he just moves around so well to get those 2 kills. Sets it up so nicely in the end. Jame cleaning up. And listen, crazy play. Even the camera guy didn't expect it. I don't blame him. It was wild.
It was absolutely insane. Then, of course, we've got to talk about that last round. Fame just managing to clutch it out. I thought that was going to be the moment that we saw Vitality push it to OT. You even said, you heard Xtas saying, you know, don't turtle up, guys. Make sure you're playing aggressive. It worked in, you know, the first half of the second half of this map. But it was insane what Fame was able to pull off in that moment.
It's also just the moment where Mezzy with that MP9 is thinking, if I had a rifle, man, if I had a rifle, I'd probably just get that kill and we're fine. But he survives on such low health. And then you see them trying to coordinate, how do we get this guy out of here at the end? They can't manage it. He just tucks behind that box, playing those headshot angles beautifully. And yeah, again, just something we didn't see on that first map was any individual moments from VP. And we've been saying it, they've got the players, they've got the ability. Finally, it comes together. And if anything, they lost some rounds with bad coordination here and still won with some mad individual plays.
Should we run that last round again? Because I want to witness the craziness just one more time. I mean, from this, obviously a 4v2 situation. Fame is so damn low. Norbert's been taken out to half health as well. I was thinking this was Vitality all the way.
Yeah, this is wild. He's just trying to play these headshot angles around. There's that first one onto a low health player. Suddenly you realize it's doable. Spinks and Mezzy, they've got so much time to think about how can we coordinate this. And Fame realizes where they're coming from and says, okay, I'll use this headshot box. That shot is wild.
Disgusting.
And then as soon as he knows the second player, he tucks in, takes his time. And I don't know how Mezzy doesn't get a shot. I'm sure he doesn't know either. The Tech 9 coming out and a big pop-off reaction for VP because they needed that.
Absolute insanity. I know we've been talking a lot about, you know, the later stages of the game, and for good reason, but I think we should roll it back to the first half because this was a start where we got to see a little bit of glimmers of hope in our eco play. We're going to be diving into round number 4. What did you notice here that gave you, you know, some hope for VP coming into this second map?
Yeah, I don't know if it's just because it's not their map pick or because it's a new map, but they were willing to go a little more aggressive into this one. It felt like they were making a few more plays. We saw earlier James running up mid with that AWP. We saw them just get a little more active than I'm used to seeing. This eco play was the first example of that as they got this one over the line. It was the 4th round. They had low buy, and look at this. Right at the start of the round, they're in lower tunnels. Sure, Vitality have long, but that allows these players to actually get back into short. Just that bit of early info. They get back just in time for James to land that shot, and that also takes distraction away from Electronic here in this position. They thought it was a risky play elsewhere. They thought it might have been a stack. He's able to come in with the SMG, and it just goes to show sometimes if VP take a risk or two, it can actually be really effective for them. And they went on to do more of that throughout the half, which actually worked out quite well.
Yeah, I like that they're kind of, you know, slowly but surely learning that lesson. That does leave us on the precipice of the 3rd and final map. That is going to be Anubis going down after the break. Anubis awaits to see which one of these two squads are guaranteed a spot at least in the quarterfinals here in London, which is interesting in of itself, Walker, because kind of prior to Dust 2 arriving in the now new competitive map pool, Vitality were kind of making a name for themselves on Anubis, right? We kind of traditionally call this maybe their comfort home ground.
Yeah, there was a period where they were so good on this map, picking it all the time. I will say, Frey, you know the biggest tragedy of all this?
Go on.
I saw Taz looking like a kid on Christmas, ready to play, and now he's got to wait even longer. And
Right.
I don't know if Taz is going to have the, you know, he doesn't seem like the kind of guy that as the day gets on, I feel like he likes to go to bed early, you know?
You call him an old Walker?
Maybe.
Jesus, you're going savage. Imagine, right? Imagine if Munacy's flight arrived.
Oh my.
In the time between this going to a third and
That would
GT
be
Spirit
wild.
starting. That would be wild. Anyway, let's talk about Anubis. What made, you know, Vitality such a strong team on this map? You know, we were looking before Dust 2 was coming into the pool.
I know I've been talking about their CT aggression so much, but I think on this map, it's so obvious that you kind of have to go aggressive at times. And they actually have a better CT win percent than T on this map in the last few months, which is pretty rare. Most teams are good on the T side here. So I really think at the end of Dust 2, we saw them kind of struggle to stick with that identity of their aggression. On Anubis, I don't think that's a problem. On Dust 2, they maybe felt like, okay, we got in on ourselves a little bit, but they're so comfortable on Anubis. They will be going aggressive. They will be making VP uncomfortable. And for VP, their CT side has actually struggled. And I think it maybe is because they're probably not used to making those sorts of plays.
And talking about the CT side for Vitality just for a second, it's kind of, you know, rare in of itself to say that they're better on the CT side than the T side, because they've kind of been struggling a little bit to find their footing across the majority of maps on that side, right?
Yeah, it's definitely a really good sign. And I also think the other thing Vitality have that's so good is just in general, Flames is such a good entry on this team as the one punch, and then ZywOo is unreal in clutches. We've seen it on this map. He can work around the pillars. He just has this natural instinct. He's almost like a predator who knows he's not like the biggest fish in the pond or whatever. He knows he has to sort of stalk his prey, quickly make decisions, but it's just so instinctual, and you're going to see that from ZywOo here. He nearly went head-to-head with Jame on that first map, on that second map.
Yeah.
I expect he'll probably outdo Jame here, got to be honest.
So are you predicting Vitality to be taking this one? Mezzy at least guaranteed one game in front of the crowd here in London.
I think so. Listen, I did say it on the previous map, I thought it would be a blowout. I think this one might not be quite so much of a blowout, just because Jame and Electronic were alive, but they have just been so solid on this map. They're the tenured team on this map. There are so many factors pointing towards Vitality. Not many that I can think of pointing towards VP, but then again, that's what I said on Dust 2, so who the hell knows?
0-4 in pistols so far for VP. Is this the map where we see them change this tide? I mean, they have to, right, if they're going to give us any hope of making it to the quarters.
I'm going to say they win one. I reckon they win one. I don't know if it helps them win the map, but I've got a feeling.
Anything else they've got to do to convince you that, you know, maybe they're not tilting off the face of the earth right now?
I mean, they've got to be in good spirits, you would hope, VP. You'd hope after that win. They looked really excited, really hyped up. I think Electronic will be important in some of the opening brawls. I expect to see him hopefully trying to continue that form. And then Jame here on this map, you wonder if he's going to have the exact same options on Anubis. A lot of AWPers don't really feel that comfortable on this, so you might need to look at some of the other riflers to step up as well. Yeah, Jame had a great performance there, but I want to see more from Flit still. You know, Electronic was good, Fame had his moments. Flit's still been a little nondescript, so maybe you want to see him step up too.
Our first third mapper here in London, it comes down to Anubis between Virtus Pro and Vitality. Connor, Launders, who do you have winning this one?
I am Connor, this is Launders, and I've got Vitality, Freya. I think Vitality's Anubis is still something that they should be super confident in and proud of, and the GG bet odds still have them favored to win this series. Mohan or Launders, what do you got?
You can call me Mohan, man.
I don't know.
Do that sometimes.
I don't know.
I mean, we got to like 10-1 odds, 11-1 odds last map at some point. So anything is possible clearly here with Virtus Pro. That was an incredible comeback. Started with a great sort of X Factor round, followed by lots of good performances out of Jame. I love Hawka's point about, you know, Flit is not the guy we're talking about, but now he's been bought enough time. Let's see something out of him. When it comes to Anubis, it's a map that you expect Vitality to play very well on, but it's been a mixed bag. I think that it's very surprising, of course, that they lose Dust 2 in the first place. I can't really call this based on the fact they lost Dust 2, right? Because up until the moment that 7th round was won from Virtus Pro, everything lined up with both of their recent results on the map. Virtus Pro getting stomped every time, and Vitality were stomping everybody. So I think this is great. I mean, that's what I can say. You know, at least you don't end with Virtus.pro losing 4 pistols in a row, getting stomped on 2 maps, and then not knowing what goes into day 2. At least they've earned a little bit more self-respect in this matchup versus a Vitality who did look weak in the second half of Dust 2.
And I want to kind of I want everybody to just put a fork in this moment right here where we contextualize what has just happened with this excellent comeback that gives them a slightly better showing, etc. Because it will be rewritten by Anubis if this ends up being a Vitality blowout. At that point, you know, I feel like more of the question remains on like, wow, what happened to Vitality's CT half?
Sure.
Damn, they looked good when they got aggressive in tunnels and when they would take fights top mid. And I bet you if they go back and watch that second half of map 2, they're going to ask themselves, why did we sit on bomb sites as often as we did? And maybe, you know, they fix those issues moving forward because we know what their Dust 2 can look like.
That's a good point. I mean, if Dallas, for example, had ended on like G2 winning Anubis, they wouldn't have shown the weakness that we saw on Nuke, and they're like, you know, where they got stomped.
Yes, sir.
And even though they, you know, technically would have lost in either way, in terms of how they feel about themselves, that would have been affected. So that's a good call.
So it's one of those ones where, again, let's keep it close, keep it tight, and we'll be talking about a Virtus.pro who has showed up to London for the final event of their season with perhaps a chance to make it into playoffs. Because remember, win this best of 3, and the crowd will see you one which way or another. Quarterfinals or semis would still need to be decided, but you win this, and you're on the stage, and the Smooya chance could begin early.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to start right away anyways, but one thing here for Vitality, 40% on pistol round wins on Anubis, despite winning almost every single game besides their 1-9Z that they lost at Dallas.
We are in the venue where the Smooya chance began.
We are in the venue where the Smooya chance began. That's right.
Electronic will kick this off with a clean execution of Zywoo. You shall not cross this bridge. Bullrog, be gone. Spinks doesn't extend all the way out. Doesn't find that player in the corner. We see this little bit of a scramble over towards A site. Well, it seems to want to size up E-Box, and that is a turning point. Already, the bomb was prepared to play in from long B with the frag to E-Box. It's an easy split into the site, and I don't want to call it too soon, but I think VP just won the pistol.
Okay, well, you just want to be very careful because it literally never happens. At least not recently. But surely, this is unfumbleable.
Surely. Sally. Susie. Apex in the bomb site. Traded out. All's good. Just Flamesy. What more can he do, right? What more can one guy do?
He had a frame. He had one frame of a chance.
Gets a little too close.
That was close.
But by God, they've done it.
They're just going to take that.
A pistol round win.
Okay. A pistol round win here for Virtus.pro. Beautiful stuff.
Now the world is their oyster.
Let's hope they get a fat pearl out of it. Just trying to figure out if the Smooya chance started in that one Cologne or if it was at the...
Ooh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
We could just, I mean, we can rewrite history.
That's true.
It was like 7 years ago, right?
Yeah, it could have been the Cologne because the Cologne happened before the major.
But would the Cologne crowd have started that chant?
It's just Smooya fans, dude. They're everywhere. So you never know. I think it would be a question of one of those things. It's how hard would it be to discover it in 2 different places? You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like they figured out math in every country because it was easy to discover. You're just going to figure out the rules. Smooya. Like, do you just figure that out? Maybe.
Very quiet bomb site, considering how many players are ready to just pounce in on this one. Spinks, what do you have in store? Just the MP9, so a single frag for him. Fame disengages. Bomb's not too close to head elsewhere, and now that Norbert dies with nothing, things are getting weird. And Fame will continue that departure from the E-Box. The mid-CT players are freed up to go where they please.
But they are actually worried about someone who is now coming in on timing, but was a little bit slower than they had expected. And the CTs start to go back towards the A site. Flamesy.
I love the timing. James, oh, he just runs through the tail end of the smoke, barely gets down.
Oh! He knew he could have stopped that, actually.
That nade stops the plant, and there's no time for it to be picked up, but he gets covered by Fame. Fame is absolutely hitting headshots from that 5-kill final round on Dust 2 to 3 frags in this one, but oh, ZywOo nearly gets him.
Wait a second, where's that bomb planted?
In the open. The long player is going to have to come back at this, but there's no kit for ZywOo, and James doesn't bite down on that fake. ZywOo, again, no kit to play here. 15 health between these two players.
Oh, it's over.
And
Can't
time
go
dictates. ZywOo loses the clutch. James will depart for the save, and it is Virtus.pro by the skin of their teeth to convert their very first pistol.
No kill there as James gets out as well. No fight to be had. Nice one for Fame with the cover, and yeah, that's a tough situation. Apex knows he literally wins the round if that nade leaves his hands, but he's going for the right-left click to get that perfect bank to the back of the site on James, who was so damn low. And Fame with the cover.
Early T-side success here, really starting to kind of speak to the momentum that maybe VP are taking off of map 2. Electronic just mows down ZywOo and Apex with their measly little sidearms. They'll get nothing going. And we have to remember, you know, we talk about the great record of Vitality on Dust 2 with the anomaly of who?
9Z.
And what about their Anubis?
They are undefeated, besides their one loss to 9Z. A 16-14 loss at Dallas.
A parallel, you say?
Ambushed by 5 wins. So a sterling record on both these maps outside their 1 losses to 9Z. And now 2 losses on Dust 2 to 9Z and to Virtus.pro. Could it be 2 losses on Anubis to 9Z and Virtus.pro? That's the question we find out now.
Were 9Z the crack in the dam that opened the floodgates for the likes of Virtus.pro?
And are we the Canadian Beavers to cast it?
Who you call him Beaver, bro?
Oh, I ain't got the buck teeth.
Okay. You know, we have a phase that, due to Rain's interview, is saying we feel very figured out on Nuke right now. We're getting countered. Well, what if 9Z have exposed something that VP slide in with? Ride those tailwinds. Coattails. Cocktails.
Drink those cocktails.
Electronic. Blind as a bat.
And he gets out?
Yep. He tries to go through. Okay, a little ambitious. Jumping
What's happening?
AK spray. Yeah, I'm just double checking. That's a jumping AK spray over the smoke that doesn't quite find... Imagine that. Doesn't find the trade.
Wait, that doesn't work consistently every
What
time?
the hell? So 5v3 looking like Vitality prepared to post their first. Can't blame VP for heading elsewhere. Or, no, excuse me. It was jumping Mac 10. He switched to the AK right after. It's not as crazy. But just as unsuccessful. Well-timed smoke grenade here from Mezzi will surely turn VP away from this. But it's a matter of timing, and he doesn't throw it. Oh, Lord. Flit comes in!
Oh,
a second.
brutal.
They see utility be thrown out from long. That's the 3rd player on site confirmed. Apex has low health. And while Flit serves as the fire starter, it is the rest of VP backside looking to stoke the flames. ZywOo's flank comes through, but it's Norbert into the kill feed next. This is a 3v5. And as Flamesy slides into the bomb site, he loses his teammate towards long. They do it. 2 kills out from Flit, and Norbert closes.
He's the one we were asking for on Anubis. Here he is showing out. That's beautiful out of Flit. Crosshair placement, 101. Like, he's got a guy shoulder spotting, ready to smoke, doesn't want to fight at all. And he has one timing to get that shot, or it's going to be a delayed situation. They're going to have to find a new way into the site, or they're going to have to run through smoke. And it's just perfect on Mezzy. I didn't even see he had spotted him that 1 second before. We saw it from Mezzy's POV originally. Disgusting work out of Flit.
Flamesy gonna try to take the fight to them. Good damage, but he just can't find the headshot there. It's shoulder spams that keep Norbert standing. And if you can soften up Zywoo with a nade before you have to fight him, good on you. Flamesy comes back, second servings. He'll be stopped after that one. Really tried to flex the advantage out long there, and that reopens the door for Virtus.pro to go back and seize a bit of control that he had taken. It could queue up a fight between Norbert and Apex that would very well lead them to the A site. So patience, name of the game. Flit back for the double kill. MP9 bullets whiz by. Norbert still holds the flank just in case, and he is wise to do so. As he could find timing on bridge.
And Apex turns away from the push, so that's a timing lost right here. It is coming to the other side of the map, and Spinks doesn't get his frag.
Just too low.
Wasn't easy, yeah. Wasn't easy to do so. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Virtus.pro, 5-0. First time we're seeing them win a pistol, have a lead, win the first rifle. A lot of good firsts here for them after a big, arduous, topsy-turvy comeback on Dust 2. That was just straight up remarkable when we look back at how it started and then how it was complemented by everybody else, contributing slowly. So they climbed to a 5-round streak, and to even get to match point it's just literally startling, honestly. This would be beyond disappointing for Vitality.
Especially after the nature of not only map 1, but the first half on Dust 2 as well. It felt like everything was par for the course.
We would have left today saying Virtus.pro are bad. That's what we would have been a 13-6. Yeah, Virtus.pro. I mean, can't figure it out.
There's no doubt in my mind. Maniac had already cracked open the rosé. He's going to have to put it back in the bottle if they end up pulling this one off.
Googling how to recork the bottle right now.
.5-0 start. Best start to a map of Counter-Strike that it feels like VP's had in forever. Undeniably in this best of 3. But it's guns back up for Vitality, so we know the T side can be a tough one to handle when it comes to Anubis. There's been some close rounds in this as well for Vitality, so we can't discount them despite the goose egg at the top of the screen. A comfortable one for Spinks. Foregoes control of E-Box. He's working with Mezzy again, very similar to the B-site defense on Dust 2, in fact. This tethering of Spinks and Mezzy.
This is a map for Mezzy's big moment at Dallas, where he got his ace.
Norbert is crossed on long, unnoticed. The smoke was up, so they could be cautious about this. 45 seconds to the clock, and it looks like Flamesy, we've seen him gear up for aggression just like this before, and that Opper could get blindsided by him at a moment's notice. There is no support for James. They're just assuming he won't swing. But as he turns back, he finds the duel here versus Flamesy, who goes down to the pistol. Oh, they just sweep the entire board. There felt like fights on all fronts that could have been won by either team, and instead, it's a clean sweep to VP's favor.
But you know what? You called it flavorless on Dust 2 when you saw that CT side. We're going to call it flavorless again, because when you have the B site, right now you've got to have an active defense to be able to fight out of dark, to fight the main choke point, and we know that Vitality like to go for flash aggression plays in the beginning of rounds to try to get kills. They didn't have any tactics at opening kills, and they let Virtus.pro take the map control they wanted to. And this is going to be the regular outcome on a site that is this hard to hold, no matter how many people you have on it, if you don't get outward map control or that opening kill so that you can play passive on the site. So, unfortunately, that does feel a lot like how they lost Dust 2 on their CT side, and such a far cry from their CT side on Inferno, where they were full of tactics, full of variety when it came to setups, lots of ideas flowing. The only thing they had going for them there was they knew which site it was going to be at.
Norbert's going to catch Mezzi easily. Spinks is out in the open, but luckily he's got James stuck on a pistol. And there is, of course, the assistance of Flit, who has been so present in these E-box splits. I mean, he is stamping his name on this T side right now. 9 kills deep, and Hawka called for his uptick in this series because we got the pop-off from Fame at the tail end of Dust 2. We've also got ZywOo still in this round, so don't count him out. A clean execution of Jane. It's a double player pounce. ZywOo 2 frags in, and he has got VP split up. He's got electronic stuff. ZywOo is coming through with 3 kills straight. Can he get it? Oh, of course. There is the Z factor.
Yeah, screw the X factor. We got the Z factor. And just like on Dust 2, he's moving around the map.
4 kills in a much-needed 2v4 situation.
Yeah, he really slid right there. That was beautiful work out of ZywOo. I think he had a reload before that 3rd kill, or at the end of it. A beautiful headshot to close out. We're seeing more and more moments like that from him lately. It's not that he wasn't always capable. It was sort of a matter of, did he feel like he needed to? But I think he does feel like he needs to more now, and is, of course, got the ability to get away with it.
It's moments like that that I love seeing him. It's like he almost just pile drives situations, right? He hammers his way into the bomb site, and he just catches you in kind of mid-execution. Again, this constant scanning, this seek and destroy mentality from ZywOo, and his impact undeniable. But obviously, it's not a happy camp yet for Vitality. It's their very first round on Anubis.
It is. I mean, this could be their electronic moment. And I will also say for Virtus.pro, before, you know, if there is any comeback, having electronic on this map is huge, because Cloud9 at one point were maybe the best team in the world. You know, it was electronic on that Cloud9 when they started up. This is the map they constantly picked. They loved it. They really had it figured out, especially when it came to retakes. And that's a good sign for them. Obviously working out so far.
Flames operating on his own this round. No Apex support to get him into Long Cubby. There comes that rotation, so Apex freed up. ZywOo takes over mid. Good flashbang here for Flames. Yes, wreaks havoc. Oh, 3 kills on the lineup for Flamesy like it's nothing. That right there takes all the oxygen out of the room.
You watch a moment like that, you're like, just drill him, add an extra bullet. Just get one more kill. He almost melted down that entire pack. Damn near did. I mean, Flit's on 4 HP. And they're running for the hills. Sick timing with the flash, of course. Big individual moment, back and forth now.
Counter-terrorists win.
Well, it's a strong start from Virtus.pro. Still plenty of room for Vitality to make something of this CT half before they switch over to a side where I expect bigger things.
Yeah, this is game that's dictated by good T sides. And I mean, by that same token, good CT sides, you know, if you're having an outstanding half, that'll be enough for you. But right now, this is the puzzle, the map on CT side.
And, you know, the glue that has kept Vitality in some of their recent Anubis victories, Flamesy on an individual level kind of comes alive on Anubis. He's had some takeover moments, and with that mowdown just now, up to the top of the board for Vitality. Keep your eye on him as this map 3 goes on. Could end up playing a key factor in the decider map, but right now Virtus.pro just not shying away from the pressure in middle. Flit just starting to empty his utility belt. Spinks thinking about maybe to go for the peak, but he better be careful because Jame is on the hunt.
Yeah, Vitality been pretty submissive to the grenades that Virtus.pro have thrown and respected them. Inside of middle, it's really hard to take that part of the map, so Virtus.pro smart to take it away from them. ZywOo getting pressured to push, and it might come up roses for him, but they'll hear the scope.
Yeah, that scope. They're on high alert, and he misses his shot. The follow-up's there. Both players go down, and now if the dark push doesn't succeed, there is nothing this round for Vitality. Flit'll sit on a common angle of his, eat the damage from the nades, but survive it.
That was just played really well by Fame, just to hold it, not even like peek and unpeek, just stay there because it's only his head. There's an op coming in his way. If he died to the op shot, it would have had to been an amazing one. And he had a teammate right beside him to trade. So the scope in late here for ZywOo, I think, is what readies up Virtus.pro as they crush that push and bring themselves another easy victory.
Leave it to Virtus.pro to figure things out for the last event of the season. Because come Blast groups, remember, they qualified straight to London through groups at their very first Blast event ever.
Yeah.
Barring the World Finals that they got invited to because of the Outsiders major win. And so...
we even have to be careful with that because of that phase match, you know, at Dallas.
Sure.
That was like the moment where it was like, wow, okay, they're really reaching new heights, and they maybe could have won that game. Even just in this match, they're up. But they almost beat FaZe. They could almost beat Vitality as well.
Could maybe. Sitting pretty with a 5-round lead. Man, there's still so many rounds to play, brother. Apex wearing his struggles.
I mean, I would have been tilted on Dust too. He also had he didn't really do anything individually on Dust 2. He was sitting at 40 ADR by the end of the map.
No, there's no resistance in middle whatsoever. They're just banking on Apex by smoking off camera. I mean, Bomb's still sitting on Jame, top bridge. So this is just about sending this forward scout in Electronic and Flit. And the CTs try to make their move off of the bomb site because they know their backline's compromised. I like that Vitality are getting active here, but if they're not careful, they could just step right into the AK's crosshair. And even if they tried to pull back into the bomb site, again, you know you have these hunters lurking, so there's a good kill from Mezzy, but sure enough, Electronic's gonna catch him on the fallback. Luckily, Apex does come out with one. Just activity all over the map here for Vitality, but VP still have 2 strong alive. Bomb to be picked back up on bridge, 30 seconds on the clock. He's gonna blindside Flamesy. He's looking at long.
Oh, in the perfect reposition, the Molly will assist.
Oh, missed shot.
Uh-oh. And their cards have been shown now. Bomb runs into the site.
Planted on the side of Cake. It's a 2 CT retake out of storage. There's a couple of flashbangs, sure, for Virtus.pro, and just as many for Vitality to try and get out from heaven if they decide to flood down. Fame stays down behind box, tucked in. Timing is critical, and there's a very quick trade from ZywOo, but Fame's positioning is ace.
It is, and because they had control of middle in that situation, they knew exactly where the 2 CTs had to rotate in from and game planned to make that unlosable, honestly. Especially with ZywOo only having the op. He got 1 great kill, but He's going to be on cycle, an easy trade in that situation. Brought to you by Information. Brought to you by Flit, who kind of figured this whole thing out to begin with. VP are very much on top so far in the series now.
Anecdote outside of the server, this is the loudest Virtus Pro I've ever seen.
Yeah, Norbert's getting loud.
I have ever seen. Like, I've seen Norbert yell in the past and nobody else right with him, but I mean, we've got electronic grinning.
He said, fuck all that Marcus Aurelius shit. I'm yelling, James. I'm going to experience my emotions.
This is a VP that will return to Monkey, and honestly, I like it. Bestial. Show those teeth and tear them limb from limb. ZywOo gets burned out in middle. Electronic on the hunt to find pistol, and this is looking like a 9-round half already.
Man, they are farming. They are farming. What the hell happened here?
Electronic, 3K, double doors, Dust 2.
Wow, it was that moment.
The turning point in this series, and they have not looked back since.
Yeah, I thought in that moment he's going to get 2 kills. We go, oh, they didn't win it, but damn, those were nice 2 kills. And then he got 3, and then they won the round, and then they made the whole comeback. Didn't even go to overtime. That's wild to witness. That's why you should never give up. That was the proof right there.
Feels like they've got to make a move. Vitality just antsy to get anything here. Final chance they'll have. Norbert taps away Apex. Nice trade out of Mezzi. But we're constantly going to be talking about just a little too little, a little too late.
As a T, you'd have to go for 4v4 here on CT side. Only gets harder. I think this is a good rotation out of Vitality. They're getting info back on mid, and they can help out towards the B site. They've got a gap right now, but Virtus Pro don't look like they're going to find it. Walking into dark now. Interesting spot, though, because they could still be outside of A entirely. This is... Oh, my God. Did they overcook this situation? No, they come back to watch it. Nice one from Spinks. But no one else here yet.
Still a one and done, and James, well, he's clipped ZywOo's wings, so it falls onto the E-Box second player, Mezzi. That's a weird Molotov that ends up bouncing back. This is going to slow down the bomb. James to the Tech 9, can't manage to get into the bomb site. Things just get weird. And within that wackiness, Vitality will steal away a third. It is a long road to the stage, but they've got nowhere else to be. Don't go too far, folks. Vitality hanging on. A spine-chilling comeback on Dust 2 that may have just stolen all the momentum in this best of 3. VP hit the ground running on Anubis, racking up 9 T round wins. Now, it's CT side that was the struggle for Vitality, but Anubis is a map that they have won so many times versus so much opposition, barring 9Z.
Barring 9Z. Yeah, that's the one exception. Now, this one looks like it's going potentially beyond the stats, as we did see in that 9Z game as well. And that basically means that Vitality are nowhere near as good as they have been consistently this year on this map. In a tournament that is their last chance to win when they've gotten so close so many times. So, looking like it might not be a great first date, but it is a T side to fall back on here on Anubis.
And Virtus.pro winning the pistol in the first half surely can't win 2 pistols on the same map. Surely. They find first frag. Dual Berettas out of Fane. Get away from him. And poor Norbert gets caught climbing up, so they are expecting him. They will burn him out. He still takes Flamesy down with him.
And that gives them odds now. Still with 1.
Flit has been so good on this deciding map in a rather quiet series for his standards. Spinks not tucked in on long, trying to duel here. They get his crosshair off the point. Apex has to come up big in the 1v2. He's got to do it himself. Tough map, tough match, and down he goes to the jumping USP. That is 0 for 2 in the pistols. Vitality have left the door open for VP.
They could have won no pistols in this series and been done on this last map, and instead, we have a situation now where VP win both with a 9-3 lead to kick it off. On to 10 already. Arguably the most dominant half of the 3 maps, and it's actually VP to pull it out.
Confident on this flank is Flit. And immediately into the action here to help Jame as well, so.
Wow. I mean, yeah, without the pistol, it's up in the air. That lead could evaporate here to the T side of Vitality. And with this pistol, it's still possible, but I don't know now. VP.
Just feels unlosable.
Can they let this go? Yeah.
Assuming they convert this round into the save in the next, I mean, that is 12 on the board right there. That's 9 rounds that Vitality would have to claw back with horrible economic.
This is beyond what FaZe had to do on Ancient.
And to be honest, no shade, but FaZe have that comeback aura. Harry and Hugo sold that to you so early on because we all know it happens. Vitality, more often than not nowadays, have been crumbling in these moments. The 9Z loss leaves them stunned, and on the same 2 maps, they could be facing defeat. We've got Jane back sight. The force buy win would be massive. It is a perfectly positioned split into the A site. And so don't get ahead of yourselves just yet. We said if they convert the pistol.
No conversion. And it's because, what was Jame? Was there a gap in what Jame was watching in the side of the site? Because he had the choke point smoked. He was looking at it, but it was a little late. His teammate died because someone came through main and not camera. So I don't know exactly what went wrong there, but no conversion means this game is very much back on.
We'll see it in the replays how exactly that one ends up cracking under pressure. It was really well timed, the split between the 2 sides.
It was, yeah.
My question just remains as to how the defenders get overwhelmed. Where are they looking, when and why?
Three guns have been carried forward here. 2 Thomases and an M4 buy is okay. Still actually, scary for Vitality to go up against knowing there was a save. But a lot comes with this win because Virtus.pro full invest. It's actually funny how they always save a little bit of money. Like even in this situation where they could have bought utility. They know how to stretch a dollar, though. They can go to the dollar store. $1, get 2 things.
And I swear they're not stealing.
Uh-oh.
That's a freebie.
That's a massive freebie.
Hold on.
With the nades behind it?
With plenty of players in the bomb site as well. There's time to head elsewhere. He's burning. ZywOo heard that. And he still isn't able to clear Norbert from the corner. Now, it's an all-in still from Vitality. They are charging out of long. Each player taking one down with them, but that's no multi-frag at all. Vitality just limp into a B split that doesn't go well on either front, and then a well-timed multi-peek from VP to secure their 11th.
Ooh, that got a little messy in the end. Electronic gets his first kill on Apex, and then, yeah, ZywOo participates in a decision he kind of feels is bad to help out his team, but they haven't really, they aren't really under time pressure even at that moment. Even though they've lost a kill, it would have been great to go right then and there. But with that fresh smoke in front of ZywOo, I guess he was trusting the molly, of course, but again, he heard that someone was right in front of him.
Which is what confuses me, because normally I feel like ZywOo hears that fire damage, sprays through smoke to kill the one player in the only spot he can stand.
I agree. You don't normally see him just sort of jump through. It just felt like there was some pressure on him to make that play with everyone else coming out of...
Or that maybe he thought that step was the player falling back through the fire.
It could have been that too, for sure. Yeah, jumping back through the fire, trusting the molly.
He leaves it on the table, and now we've got Mezzi looking to lead the charge into the A site. This is where that force buy worked out. And look at the scramble here from VP, right? Show a little presence, and you get Virtus Pro in an awkward rotation, but then a little wiggle down towards E-Box, and those B players scramble right back. So honestly, it feels to me like VP, they're a little frantic. For a team that generally thrives in the calmness and the decision-making, that'll crunch the numbers twice before making a call. This one has been back and forth. They are a little antsy to close out this decider. But still, it does give them a deep mid control on Electronic. They've never won over towards B.
They've never won with a margin this big. You can't hardly believe it.
They catch Apex.
Oh, that's a big
multiple rounds
bomb running backwards.
Oh, Apex, that's 2 rounds in a row, just shaved off a play.
Yeah.
Dies with nothing to be proud of. Oh, Spinks, nice second shot, tapping for 3. Just like that, reopens the door. The options are theirs for the taking, but Fame still inside of sight. He's got Flamesy over towards Fountain. Spinks barely stands. And with smoke on sight, it's a fast flank from Flit. Fame doesn't overcommit. It's a 2v2. It's a fast flank. It's all the way in. Flit finds perfect timing. Flamesy dead. Spinks on for an ace. And there's nothing more for him to do. VP take their 12th.
We just saw some incredible artwork. Tapestry of blood of the opponents as Spinks walked through the canals to get those 3 frags and nearly create a devastating situation for Virtus Pro, who, as you mentioned, looked maybe slightly nervous. But up until that moment, it was another round back-to-back where Apex sort of just died and everybody else fell apart. This was heroic, make no mistake, but it's not complemented with a round win. It's Flit, who has been a consistent staple on the map here for Virtus Pro on Anubis, coming through with another high-impact round.
That sigh of relief out of Electronic. An audible exhale. As at the very least, goddamn, you've got 12 secured. VP, no stranger to the long con, but this is a huge pile of map and match points to guarantee top 6. You know, we talk about Astralis and their top 4s, Vitality constantly in finals as of late. VP are just looking for a playoffs to be proud of, and this would be them in Wembley. 1 round. 5 kills. And ZywOo, not the only player stuck on a deagle. Flit has had huge impact in this 3rd map of the series. Called upon by Haka, and he delivers. Norbert here to help him. They're gonna try to duel out E-Box. It's just the pistol. It's ZywOo down for the count. ZywOo 8 and 13. But luckily Spinks, who showed us a glimpse of greatness in the 1 round prior, is here to do it again. 2 frags deep. He disengages for a moment, waits for that support to come out, and there's pressure still from the util. Oh, it's Mezzi then to take up the helm. Spinks crosses over towards default. Electronic.
they forgot about it.
He mows down a double. Here comes Fame, denied by Mezzi. And sure enough, Vitality fight on.
Ooh, man, a couple of great headshots there out of Spinks. And that's their way into the site. It gets a little scary when that molly lands late. Electronic could have just been hard cleared. They could have held for him, but they let him get 2 frags, and the trade comes in delayed. They give Vitality one more chance. Neither kill was easy here. It's been a bad day individually here for Apex and a bad map here for ZywOo. He was great and better, at least on Dust 2. Inferno as well. But in Electronic, the 2 stars of the show here for Virtus Pro in the 7-round lead.
Surely you give ZywOo enough runway and he will give you that moment. It's just a question as to whether they need too many of them in a row. USPs to feast on. We've seen stacks from Virtus Pro throughout this series get too many kills than they should. This one looks similar. Flamesy doesn't know it, but he may have just dodged a bullet. Walks away from mid.
There will be a site stack here. It's just them waiting for an A split, I think, and it'll be none of that. Vitality can pick up this round cleanly.
Bomb has been planted.
We've already seen some kind of impossible things happen in this series, so really don't want to speak too soon.
Man. A run back-to-back grand finals, everything getting put in question. You know, you always wonder when you see a loss like the 9Z one, like what are the ramifications of that? What kind of bruise does that leave, per se?
Sure.
You know, what kind of gaps in the play does that open for a team like Virtus Pro to study? You're telling me that Jame hasn't spent the last week studying that matchup?
The world learned something from that game and that run, I'm sure. They did play their own brand of CS, but they beat Vitality right in the middle of a streak, map streak right there. Yeah.
So perfectly timed to expose what could be shortcomings from Vitality at the end of the season. Just crazy to think that this is what we're looking at right here, right now, with the way this series started, the blowout on Inferno, the first half of Dust 2. And Vitality were laughing. Those smirks long gone. Replaced by the grins of Electronic. But guns back up from VP.
Oh, man, and what happens now on this timing? Apex, he's going to find one for sure.
Able to capitalize. Oh, with a second.
Wow.
Better late than never. Would you believe it? Just slides down into the bomb site. And I don't know, VP felt so unprepared for that.
There's been a couple of situations like that with them where it's like, where did this gap come from?
To be honest, I heard all chat, though.
Yeah.
I heard all chat before there was damage. And Flit was just messing around in spawn. So
no idea.
We'll see. Yeah. But Vitality win the round. Soon enough. There's 7. Important holds here. 2 weapons saved. As they had bought time to come back in with a buy. Oh, it's all good. Yeah, not surprised. We got a tech here.
So 2 guns saved.
You